Hello friends and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, last episode we finally set up our Alfheim portal so that we can start getting our next tier of Botania, resources, metals, and whatnot. We throw things through the portal and we get back magical ingredients that we can use. So that means the next things we are going to need to do include fighting the Wither and fighting the Gaia Guardian. But before we get to that, we need to gear up. So, with no further ado, let's dive right in. Now, since the last episode, there have been a few changes around here. Notably, we have some friends now. Hello, pig. Hello. We have put down a bunch more grass and expanded this platform significantly, and that includes a few new resource generation stations. And this extra grass bits means that now things are far enough away that animals are starting to appear. So I set up a log cabin here where we have a whole bunch more hopper pots, and this is just generating all of our wood-related resources for us. So we've got our logs and our sticks and all that, and that's going into our network via pipes underneath the ground here. Similarly, we have an obsidian farm that I've built, so this eventually will start giving us lava as well in here, but right now all of the lava is going to make obsidian. So when that taps out at, 2048? We should start getting a lava farm as well. But basically we have cobble generators going straight into these fired crucibles as we saw before. The cobblestone is turned into lava because of the campfires underneath, and then the fluid pipes those into the create tank over here. The lava then gets piped over here to these stone barrels, and thanks to Blackest Dawn for giving me the idea of let's just put permanent water on top of these, and whenever these get full, they then will produce a single block of obsidian, which gets sucked out by the item pipes on this side. So that's our obsidian generator. And then last over here, it's not really a generator, but I wanted to put an auto smelting setup for steel. So in here, I have upgraded our blast furnace to the improved blast furnace, added the blast furnace preheaters on the side, and now this is producing a whole bunch of steel for us over time relatively rapidly. That was laborious. All of these things were laborious, so I did those off camera. I didn't think you all would really care about resource generation so much. Of course, if you want to see how a large-scale steel factory setup, watch my Feed the Factory series where I have, 12 of those I ended up building so that our improved blast furnace is just mass producing huge amounts of steel from iron. Now, the main thing I want to start doing today is gearing up for the battle, as I mentioned. Now, thorn chakrams are one of my favorite weapons, and for that we're going to need some Terra Steel. Terra Steel we can now get pretty easily because we have the Gaia agglomeration plate, but we do need the vines. Those are actually the hard part right now. So to get vines, we need to go back over here, which is the reason I came this way in the first place, and get a bunch of saplings so that we can make a jungle tree. Jungle trees will automatically generate vines when you grow them in a 2x2 square. So let's go ahead and set this up. We need to get jungle saplings though, and that means we need to find the right one of these. It's this one, to transfer these from oak saplings into spruce. Spruce then becomes birch, and then birch should become jungle for us. There we go. Now we have 8 of those. And now we just need to plop these down somewhere where we can collect all the resources easily. I think we're going to put it on the end of that platform there and put down our jungle saplings. So let's do a square just like this. There we go. First time out, we twerked that, and now we have vines. Now, of course, the smart thing to do is to trim the vines from the top down, which I did not do on the first tree, but on this tree, we are going to make sure to do that so that we can harvest all of these and not just a few of these. So of course we're making Terra Steel for those chakrams the same way we did in the previous episode, and it just takes a really long time here because we're not generating mana very quickly. We're using these Energizeras, which are taking RF and turning it into mana, but it's not going very fast. So I think I'm also going to make myself a couple of Elven mana spreaders here real quick. So we're going to just throw a bunch of living wood through the portal, and that turns into dreamwood. And then we can come back here with our dreamwood and a couple of our petals. Let's see here, what do I have the most of? Let's take gray, because I use red for a lot of things. And we can now turn that into our elven mana spreaders with just a piece of elementium. So elementium, of course, is made, as we saw before. It's just 2 pieces of mana steel through the portal, gives us elementium. So let's do 2 of these here real quick. There we go, and we have some extra dream wood. I guess I counted wrong. And now we should be able to replace these mana spreaders with the upgraded mana spreaders. So let's go ahead and knock this one down here. There we go. We're going to put this right into this spot, and now we're going to have this attached to this mana pool. There we go. All right, and there is our last piece of Terra Steel. Okay, now this, I don't need these iron pieces. What am I doing? All right, this in combination with our vines will give us our thorn chakrams. So let's see here. I think 6 is all we can do. Oh yeah, it looks like we have way more than we needed then. Let's just put our Terra Steel back in here, and now we have a handy dandy weapon, which, whoop, did I just lose that forever? No. It's going to come back to me. There we go. Okay, so what else should we be making? This is something for us to start thinking about. What other armor would be really good? Well, let's see what chest plates we have available to us. Terra Steel is 8. That actually might be the way to go here. Monoweave robes are not great for what we are doing. The only other thing I would look at is steel. Oh, steel might be exactly the way to go because this is 8 and 2 and a lot easier to make than Terra Steel. Ooh, refined obsidian. We can't do refined obsidian yet because we haven't gotten into mechanism. So yeah, I think steel is the way to go. So let's make ourselves a steel chest plate. We're going to make ourselves a steel leggings. We are going to make ourselves a steel helmet. There we go. And last but not least, we will make ourselves steel boots. Okay, great. And then the only other thing I want to do is there is a shield, as I recall, in Immersive, the heavy plated shield. This thing is wicked good. So let's make a regular shield first. And again, it forgets what a plank is. That's fine. We can live with that. There's a regular shield. This is one of those times when I really miss Tinker's Construct and all of the wonderful, wonderful machines and interesting armors and weapons you get out of that. Okay, the only thing left is, I think if I can make one, I might want to make a Terra Blade as well. That might be a fun weapon. Oh, but you know what? Before I make that, let's look at other swords that might be available to us. Steel Sword is 7, 1.6. Experienced Sword is, no, 5.5. You'd think an Experienced Sword that looks that cool would be way, way better. Refined Obsidian is still the best here. Oh, and we have 2 different steel swords, and they are identical. Ooh, you can make a star collar in this? Wait, what? That's from, I mean, I know all of this is from Terraria, but, Ender Air Bottle. Oh, so we have to go to the end to do that? The steel sword is equal to the Terra Blade, so I'm not sure why you would do anything other than the steel sword at the end of the day. Yeah. And we'll just go with the traditional steel sword too. There's no other reason to do anything else. I mean, I could go a full Botania run, but unless I can make that star collar and figure out how to get to the end, it doesn't really make sense. All right, well, I have found no way to get to the end. So let's get suited up real quick here and see how we look in our new weapons and armor. So let's just take a step back here. Oh yeah, that is menacing. We will certainly take that. Okay, I think we are ready for most challenges that might present themselves now. The next thing we need to do is set ourselves up some sort of a space to do battle with our opponents. The other thing we're going to need to do is move out of the way enough that we can start generating some skeletons and whatnot so that we can actually get the pieces that we need to make a wither. We need wither skulls for this, and wither skulls are especially hard to come by in this pack because we have no access to the nether yet. I guess I could build a nether portal and start going adventuring, but that seems kind of counterproductive. Instead, I think we're going to stay in the Skyblock world, make some skeleton skulls, which we need bones for, and we don't have access to bones. So this is where Mawu's challenge that he presented us previously comes in. We need to be able to find some skeletons and kill them. So I have a little bit of space that skeletons will spawn down here in the dark. Maybe not enough for them yet, though. So I'm going to build out a bigger platform and then give them a little bit of room to breathe. All right, so I think we have been successful because, yeah, I am already hearing all sorts of... Oh, that was cute monsters down here, but unfortunately it looks like they are all zombies so far. So yeah, why don't you just come out here and burn a little bit. I mean, I guess this counts as a kill, but I didn't actively kill you. I just let you kind of burn. So I'm not engaging in combat here. Oh, but there are so many more of you. Okay, we need to come up with a plan here, and quick. All right, I am pretty sure I can only get skeleton skulls if I actually engage in combat. So I think I can't just keep running from the zombies. So I think I actually am gonna have to fight them. So sorry, Mawu. As far as this challenge goes, I'm not gonna set up a farm here, but I do need some way to deal with. Those are absolutely precious. Where's the rest of my shot? Okay, there we go. But I need some way to deal with all of these until I can get myself a bunch of skeleton skulls. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. It's nice when they all line up in a row like this for you. I will say that. All right, at long last, we have enough skeleton bones to make 3 skulls, which is how much we need for a wither. And now we just need to drop those in here, and now we have 3 wither skulls. Perfect. So those and soul sand will get us to our wither, and we can do that with bulk haunting and just regular sand. So we need 4 pieces of regular sand for that. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go over here, and we're gonna haunt this real good. There we go. There's our 4 pieces of soul sand. We are now equipped to summon a wither if we would like. Oh, and I put in these lovely copper trapdoors. Okay, so the last thing we need to do here to prepare is build a wither-proof platform. So for that, we are gonna wanna do hardened glass, as I recall. I had made a whole bunch of obsidian already, but we can actually use our fire charge and obsidian, sand, and quartz dust to make a bunch of this hardened glass. Actually, we don't even need the fire charge because we can just use quartz and sand here. All right, so yeah, how much quartz do we have remaining? Not nearly enough. And that means we have to remember how to make it. That means we need crushed raw gold. There isn't a better way, right? Oh, soul sand, obviously. Yeah, okay, so let's make ourselves up a bunch more soul sand. I'm gonna make myself a stack of soul sand. We will then wash that, and we will then use all of that lovely quartz to make ourselves a bunch of hardened glass. All right, so sand, quartz, and obsidian, and there we go. We are off to the races. Let's speed this up a bunch. Now, while that's going, we have a captive cow here that fell down into my mana shooting area. So we're going to use that cow to make a whole bunch of buckets of milk because we're probably going to get withered a bunch, and I do need to have a way to recover from that. So hopefully that will work well for us. All right, 8 stacks of hardened glass is going to be plenty for what I have in mind. So we're going to take this, and we are going to start combining it with, let's see, we're going to need some stone or something to build out this platform a little bit further. I want to make sure that I'm building this far enough away that even if the wither gets frisky, we have a wall between us and our actual platform here. So there's not any chance of the wither destroying everything that we have so carefully built. So I think our arena is going to go all the way at the end of this row. We're going to build out an even longer platform, ignore the groaning noises beneath us, and from here we will build out another arena at the end of this. All right, that should be far enough away. Even an aggroed wither shouldn't be too much trouble to deal with now at this point. And now I'm going to make this 15 wide. So we're going to go 1 on each side here. That's going to be 5 wide. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. All right, so there is a 15 by 15 platform. We are going to go ahead and make ourselves an entrance to this platform. And this is going to be a wall that will then protect, hopefully, from any overflowing battle that might spill over here. So let's go ahead and build this up relatively tall. Let's see here. We need another row on the bottom here. Just sort of a protective barrier for us and our main base. I'm just really worried that the Wither's going to get real frisky and not want to play nicely and stay in the little arena that we've built for them. Maybe, nope, keep going. I think that's going to be plenty tall. I don't think the Wither is going to be able to get out of that space or won't want to go past that space. So I think the Wither will stay nicely in this arena. We're going to build ourselves some additional walls here so that we can not fall off ourselves. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of protection here. There we go. This looks actually very, very small now that I've kind of built it, but I think it'll be okay. I hope it'll be okay. So right here in the middle, I'm gonna build myself a little bit of a protective area here. I'm gonna just build a couple of walls to allow me to potentially kite this boss a little bit so that we can kind of get around here. And I will also build myself a nice little protective nook here as well, probably, where I can hide and recover if I need. And we are going to put a lead door on this. Now, the lead door is not completely blast proof, but I think it'll be pretty solid for us. We also are going to make ourselves some golden apples because I do worry about having regen and things like that. So let's go ahead and make ourselves 16 of these. All right, so we've got regen on. That should last a little while for us here. Yeah, 143 second, or a minute 43, excuse me, of absorption. That'll be good for us to have as well. And now it's time to go ahead and build ourselves our Wither and hope we don't die. Okay, so I believe this is the pattern that we use for a Wither. That is indeed the pattern we use for a Wither, and here we go. If this glass like immediately blows up, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. Okay. All right, so you want to get me. Oof. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We can handle that. Oof. Okay, you're not blowing us up. That's a good sign. Wait for my chakrams to come back. Oh, you are doing some damage here, though. Oh, I should have made more chakrams. 2 stacks would have been way better. All right. Oh, we are withered. Okay, quickly. Milk it up. Good. Regen's happening. Oh, and it looks like our absorption already wore off, so let's go ahead and restock that. Get a few more hits in. Oh, you can see us, but you don't know that we're here. Okay, that's fascinating. Oh, okay, you're at half life, and that means you're gonna get real angry now. Oof, I hope that that's not blowing up my base over there while this is happening. That would be really obnoxious. Oh, you're regenning too. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Oof, no, back off. Oh, come on. Milk. All right. Oh, you can't get me here, can ya? Oh, this is cheaty, but I love it. Yeah, you're too tall to fit in here, buddy. You're pretty unhappy about it. Ha! Gotcha! All right. Well, that wasn't so bad now, was it? Got myself a nice little nether star for the trouble. All right, so now that we have that done, we can build our beacon, and then we can build a platform for our Gaia Guardian. So let's get started on the next fight. So we are going to need a couple of things to take on the Gaia Guardian. First of all, we're going to need to make some mana pylons, which I've already made. We saw that last episode how to make those, so I'm not going to waste time on it. We then need to make a bunch of Gaia pylons. This is how we actually summon the Gaia Guardian. Now, pixie dust is actually frustratingly difficult. We need low covalence dust, which you can only make in a pulverizer with the alchemy catalyst. Those require a whole bunch of different ingredients here, most of which we already have made. So I think we'll be able to make up all 8 of these. Yes, we are. We're going to put the chemical catalyst here into our pulverizer, and we are going to speed that up with our temporal pouch here. Ah, there is our low covalence dust. So with that, we can trade it to our elves to make our pixie dust here. We're gonna need 8 of them to start. I know we're gonna need a lot more of these over time, but we're just gonna start here with this. All right, with those and the elementium we already have, we should now be able to make all 4 of our Gaia pylons, just like this. Okay, there's 4 of those, exactly enough ingredients for that. Now, the next thing, Mawu also gave us a really great tip. What he says is we need to make a fallen canade, whatever they're called, and make it floating. And then we can stand on that platform to kind of cheese the Gaia Guardian fight a little bit. So to make this, we need a rune of spring, which we don't have, but we can easily make with a rune of water, a rune of fire, wheat, and 3 saplings. So we already had the rune of water and fire. The only thing that we need to grab here is 3 saplings out of our chest. Sapling, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we should be able to put this onto our table. Let's do 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's that. All right, and there we go. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and point this back at the pool so we don't lose any. And we got our other runes back. That's what I like to see. I never know which recipes are going to consume a rune and which are not, but now we have our rune of spring. Okay, so the other things we need are 2 yellow petals, an orange, and 2 white petals. So put our apothecary is already full. Okay, so 2 yellow, 2 white, 1 orange, and a rune of spring. Then we just drop our seeds in there. Perfect. Fallen canade. I'm not sure which it is. So to make that into the floating variant, we need to get ourselves a pasture seed. So I guess this was a bad time for me to then just go knock down all of our grass. Let's go get a little bit of bone meal. We're gonna grow some tall grass. We're gonna cut that down. There we go. 1 piece of tall grass is all we're gonna need. Let's see here. Where did we leave our shears? We have those also on hand. There we go. And we're gonna use that grass to make a pasture seed. I made some pasture seeds earlier to grow all the grass along that strip on our new platform. Worked really, really well for us. There we go, 2 pasture seeds, that's gonna be plenty. That and some dirt, I think, is all we need. If we have any, yeah, we've got some dirt left. And then we need at least 1 magical flower. So let's go back into our flower pouch here. And let's see, what do we have the most of? Mystical purple. I'm gonna grab 1 of those. All right, so magenta flower, glowstone dust becomes glimmering, then dirt, and our pasture seed, and we get a floating magenta flower. That with our canade combined, and now we have a floating canade. Beautiful. I don't know if the Gaia Guardian has any like effects that it can harm you with, so we might want to bring some milk buckets as well for this adventure. Something to think about. All right, so the last thing that we're missing here is to use our nether star to make ourselves our pillar here, our beacon. All right, so let's grab the beacon. Now, I do remember that the beacon's effects are negated for this fight. So I think we only need to do a platform to put it on. I'm just gonna use some iron. Let's go ahead here and grab up, let's see here, what do we need? Terra steel, right? We need 1 piece of Terra steel to begin the ritual. I think we're also going to want to make ourselves an extra large mana pool. And for that, we are going to need 5 pieces of dream rock. So let's go ahead and gather up 5 pieces of living rock, toss these through our portal, just like this. There we go. And that and some Terra steel nuggets should allow us to make a bigger mana pool. So let's see here, Terra steel nuggets are easy. I feel bad wasting our Terra steel on that, but whatever. All right, there we have a dreaming mana pool. I think this might be the way to do it, is to use the Julia. This keeps all monsters at bay and will protect the area. So I think if we can deal with this fight quick enough, this is the way to go. So for this, we're going to need a Rune of Water, Rune of Air, light gray, purple, and pink. Perfect. There is a Julia. Let's just make a floating version of this real quick. Same way we've done the other two. There's a glimmering. Then there is the floating purple. And then we put the Julia on top of that. There we go. There's a floating one. All right, so this is a very large platform. Will you now summon the Gaia Guardian? Yes, you will. Okay, let's get back here. Let's get out of the way, somewhere where we're not going to get hurt. We are within our pushback area. So hopefully no monsters can reach us here. All right, this is going a little too well so far. All right, just waiting on getting our thorn chakras back. All right. Yeah, it's a little easier than I thought it would be, honestly. I guess it's because we're not sitting on the ground, and we also have pushback, so none of this mist is hurting us. Yeah, you're not so tough, are you? Come and get some. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Alright, so let's just hop back up here, and yeah, now none of you can come and get me. And you're in the daylight, so you'll also burn. So yeah, we'll just wait y'all out. It's easy. Okay, so now it looks like we are in the next phase and we can start hitting them. Oh, well, it looks like I killed one. One wither skeleton I was not intending to kill. But otherwise, I think we're doing pretty good here. Alright, so now we only have to worry about enemies that apparently can range me and are daytime enemies. So, okay, that's going to be one witch we have to kill. Nice! Well, that wasn't so hard. What's all the fuss about? Let's see here. Did I get... I got 8 Gaia spirits. That's pretty darn good. I'll certainly take that. But you know what? While we're here, I feel like 8 isn't enough. I know that there's a whole thing about 8 is enough, but I think we do it again. Let's just do it one more time while we're here. I am gonna top up our mana pool real quick though. There we go. And that'll keep the pushback energy going. And let's get ourselves a few more of the Gaia spirit pieces here while we're at it. And there we go. Knocked right out. Yeah, I don't see what the big deal is. That was too easy. Mainly because I was being ultra cheaty in how I was finishing that. Let's see here. How many Gaia spirits do we now have? 16. Okay. So it drops 8 each turn. 8 should be enough to do what we need to do here. All right. So we're going to leave this set up, and because we might need more Gaia spirits later, we'll just let that do its thing. Oh, it looks like there's some arrows that strayed into the field of battle over here. So, with that battle fought, we are on to the last thing we are going to do today, which is unlock the Philosopher's Stone from Project E. This unlocks a lot of new options for us, mostly a lot of cheating, or what I would consider cheating. Other people may argue with me about that, but Project E allows you to convert almost every raw item into EMC, which you can see there, it says EMC1 right there. So basically the idea is that you convert raw materials into these EMC points, and then you can use those EMC points to buy back materials. So buying things that are hard to make, say some of our more advanced ingots here, which have high EMC values, we can actually buy those for lower EMC items in bulk. So massive amounts of cobblestone, for instance, can be turned into a terrasteel ingot because you can put 32,000 pieces of it in here and get that back out. So that's the general idea of Project E. Now, we need to make these 4 types of dust to be able to get that. These are not especially easy. These are really, really annoying. So we need to start with making a bunch of low covalence dust because we use that for all of the other items here. So that's just alchemy catalyst, which I've made up 8 pieces of that. We did that earlier. And then we throw that into our pulverizer like so. And so that should be done momentarily. We do get some of our living rock back, which is nice, and the 8 pieces of the low covalence dust. Okay, so that's the first one. Now, then we move up to medium covalence dust. For that, we need to make conjuration catalyst. For that, we need pixie dust, and we use our our low convalence dust to make that by throwing it through our elven portal. So let's go get 2 pieces of pixie dust back out. There we go. So let's make our conjuration catalyst. That's 1, and that's 2. Okay, great. And then this, I believe we put in the pulverizer, and that gives us medium. So let's take these 2 pieces, throw them in the pulverizer, and get this back out. 1, and here comes 2. Great. Okay, and now that we have medium, high is the 3rd ingredient here. For that we need the Terra Catalyst, and oh, it looks like we need Shimmer Rock for that in addition to Terra Steel. Oh, Shimmer Rock is actually more annoying than I remembered. We need Living Rock, but we also need Bifrost blocks, which we make with a Rod of the Bifrost and Elf Glass. Elf Glass we get from throwing Monoglass through a portal, and of course Monoglass we make by infusing it. So let's put 3, 4 of those in here. That's monoglass. All right, and then we come over here and we throw these through, and then they throw them back as elf glass. Okay, wonderful. And then if we take the elf glass and our Bifrost wand, we should get the Bifrost blocks back out of that. And then those we can combine with our living rock. There we go, and that will give us our Shimmer Rock. Okay, great. Oh, we need 2 more pieces, right? Perfect. Okay, so that gives us the 4 pieces that we need there for that. And I think that should be everything. Oh, but we need twice that, don't we? We need 4 more pieces. Okay, my bad count. Let me fix that real quick. And there is our last piece of Terra Steel. Okay, excellent. And what did we pick up along the way? Something useless. All right. So I do believe that that gives us everything that we now need to be able to make our Terra Catalyst. Okay, so that's 1. And that's 2 of those. Okay, great. And now back into the pulverizer with these. There's our high covalence dust. Okay, wonderful. And we got our living rock back. The only thing that's now missing is apatite. And we don't have apatite ore in this particular pack. So the only other way to get it is, it looks like, pulverizing raw tin. It looks like we have a 25% chance of picking that up. So let's go ahead and take our tin pieces here, and let's combine those to make raw tin. So let's put this into our secondary input of the pulverizer, which may or may not give us a better chance of getting that second ingredient. So we just need 1 piece of apatite off of this. Hopefully we pick one up through this process. All right, we lucked out. We got 2 pieces of apatite off of that stack, and we actually got a couple of extra pieces of tin dust as well. Couldn't have asked for better there, and so now all we have to do is pulverize those as well. So getting very, very lucky here. 1 piece of apatite dust, and 2 pieces of apatite dust. Okay, and I think we already have the dragon stone, so we should be able to make everything else. And there is our Philosopher's Stone. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so this now gives us options to make a whole bunch of new ingredients. The first thing we really need here is a transmutation tablet. Let's see here, transmutation tablet. There we go. And it looks like we just need stone and obsidian. We already have that. So let's make one of these real quick. Great. And you know what? We can go ahead and turn that into the portable version. Oh, I forgot I was making iron. Okay. There we go. That's a really great recipe. That makes me smile. Okay, so here's what I was talking about before. We can now teach this how to make pretty much anything that we use regularly. So for instance, let's grab something easy. Let's take iron, for instance. There's 1 stack of iron. We can drop this in here, and now it knows how to make iron, and we have EMC in there. Terra Steel, now it knows how to make Terra Steel. Doesn't look like I can teach it living rock. Apparently I can teach it low covalence dust. That's awfully convenient. Tin dust we don't really need. Iron sheets, sure, why not? Now we know how to make iron sheets. So this is just a really, really effective way for us to be able to get these items here. So there's one other really useful machine here that you can do once you have your transmutation tablet, and that is the transmutation interface. That gives you a way of using our various inventory, storage network machines and whatnot to be able to access all of the things that we have in there. So we just put down our transmutation table, we put a machine casing into our deployer, and now we can access this as if it were any other inventory piece. I think I'm going to go ahead and move our glass blowers table. Give me that back. We'll put it back here. We will grab up our link cables. There we go, filtered link cable, put that here. And now if I put this down on it, in theory, we should have access to all of those items as well. I think, let's see here, Elementium. Yeah, I believe so. See, because it says 180 Elementium are in there. So that becomes part of this overall inventory for the special items that we are crafting. Well, we are not quite at the end game of the pack, but we're getting closer with every day. So I think we have a couple of more episodes here to finish out this pack, but this is a major improvement, fighting the Gaia Guardian today, and of course, getting Project E unlocked. As a reminder, of course, if you like what I'm doing over here on this channel, please do hit that like and subscribe button. But otherwise, we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends!